Hi, I'm Mary Cook. I'm the ACT coordinator for Metro Nashville Public Schools. I am doing this video to provide an overview of the Mastery Prep True Score platform that we use in the district for ACT prep purposes. For the current school years, which is 2023-24, this platform is available to all juniors. The entire platform is available to all juniors. Seniors have access to the practice tests only. However, starting with the 24-25 school year, all students in high school, grades 9 through 12, will have access to the entire platform. So anybody can work on ACT prep at any point. This is free to students, and it is also used as part of the curriculum in ACT prep classes held at the high schools that offer those. However, as I said, this is available to all students regardless if they're enrolled in one of those classes. And hopefully this overview will allow students and parents to take advantage of this resource that we're making available. So I'm going to share my screen and kind of walk you through some of the elements of the platform. I do want to let you know it will look like I'm going to be sharing some student results. Know that this is a demo side of the platform that I'm using, and the results are based on, I went through and did the practice test. I did not read the questions. I'm going to tell you that up front. I just clicked random things just to be able to get results in there to use for this particular recording. So this is what happens with minimal effort. I didn't even read a word, to be honest. I didn't do a math problem. I just clicked. Please, those of you who are students, don't do that. Put forth effort when you're taking ACT so that your results reflect your areas of knowledge, as well as areas that you might want to work on to improve your score when it comes time to take the actual ACT. So first of all, access into the platform is through ClassLink, and this is what a ClassLink dashboard looks like. And you're going to look for this Ready platform. They don't call it Mastery Prep in this particular place. It's called Ready platform. This icon should already be available in your ClassLink dashboard. If it's not, please work with your school personnel to get it added. I do not know how to do that. That's outside of my area of expertise. But if you don't have it, talk to your assistant principal, talk to your teachers. They will have access to one of our learning technology specialists who can help make sure that this gets added to your ClassLink platform. So to get in, all you're going to do is click this and it will take you there. Again, since I'm using a demo site, it's not going to work for this particular purpose, but for you guys, it will be just fine. So you click Ready Platform, it'll take you into the Mastery Prep platform. Once you get in, this is what it will look like. So you'll end up on this landing page. And again, this is where I went through and did the practice test, just random answers. So this is the scores I got with just random answers. But this will be your landing page. And there's a lot of different places you can go here. So if a student took a practice test already, the results will be shared here. And right here where it says ACT1 practice test, there are actually 5 different practice tests available in this platform. As I mentioned, this is used as the curriculum for ACT prep classes. So if your student is enrolled in an ACT prep class, please have them follow the guidance for that teacher as to which tests they should do, if any, and at what point, because the teachers have some direction and some guidance and recommendations on how to use this platform in the class. If your student is doing ACT prep all on their own outside of class time, first of all, bless them. Appreciate that. That will help them in the long run to be familiar with the test. But if they are doing it on their own outside of class time, they're not enrolled in a class, I recommend starting with practice test 1 and just working your way through. Practice test 1 is not easier or harder than practice test 5. They are all retired ACT tests, all of equal difficulty, all covering the same types of questions and curriculum. So it really doesn't matter where they start, but going sequentially might help them keep track of what they've done. So, so this is what it looks like when you've done one. I'm going to click on practice test 2. If they haven't done any, it will look like this with the start buttons. I started playing with the English test. That's why it says resume, which is an important thing to know. I'll come back to it in a minute. But if they haven't done any, you kind of get these blank boxes here. If you see a resume button, what that means is the student started a practice test, didn't have time to finish it, and then just closed out of the platform, which is fine. That's not a problem. But that means that when they sign back in, they can click this resume button and it will take them right back to where they were when they had to leave. So they're doing it at home, it gets to be bedtime, they can just click out of the platform and go on and it will save their place. Or if they, bedtime or baseball practice or dinner, whatever it is, they can just click out of the platform just by clicking the little X on the top button there and leaving. The one thing they shouldn't do, I'm going to click resume here, is they should not click submit test. Only click submit test when they're done and they've answered all the questions. So if they're in the middle of it and they're clicking away and reading the problems better than I'm doing here, and you call them for dinner or practice, or they just get tired, do not click submit. Just go ahead and X out and it will take you, it'll save your spot. I'm going to back up. You can also I click that back arrow. Like, are you sure you want to quit? Yep, I'm going to leave. And you see that resume is there again, so they can pick up where they left off. So I'm going to go back to practice test 1 where we have some results. So on this page, it will tell you not only the score that the student would have received, and on the ACT, this is out of 36. 36 is a perfect score, but it will also tell you how many questions they got correct out of how many. So the English test has 75 questions on it. When I went through randomly clicked, I randomly clicked 19 times the right answer out of 75. For math, I wasn't so lucky. I only got 8 out of 60. Reading 11 out of 40, and science 11 out of 40. So it tells you how many questions were correct out of the total number available. And then this composite score right here, and this is how ACT does it as well, the composite score is simply an average of the scores here. So an average of 11, 13, 13, and 14 comes out to be a 13 composite when you average those four. That's how ACT does it as well. So whatever score you get in English and the score you get in math and reading and science, average those four, that's how you get a composite score. Then down here, ACT breaks up each subject into what's called reporting categories. So this will tell you how well you did in each of these reporting categories. So for conventions of standard English, I got 23% of those questions correct. Knowledge of language, 27%. Production of writing, 28%. In math, you can kind of see there's some other I didn't get any of the functions questions correct, but I got more of the geometry, a greater percentage of geometry questions correct. Over here in reading, I did fairly okay with integration of knowledge and ideas, but I need some major help in craft and structure. And then you can see on science. The little eyes there will tell you, if you just hover, I'm not clicking anything, I'm just hovering, it will tell you what that category means. So conventions of standard English says these questions focus on sentence structure and formation, usage conventions, and punctuation conventions. So that's like using commas or correct subject-verb agreements and those types of things. So if you want to get kind of a definition of the reporting category, just hover over the eye and it will give you a definition of what that reporting category is. If you want to view your results, you can click View Results, and it will pull this up for you. You have to give it just a moment to load, and it will tell you across the bottom question numbers that have red X's are questions that were missed. Questions with green check marks are the questions that were correct, marked correctly. And it will go through question by question and tell you again what the correct answer was and why it's the correct answer, as well as why the wrong answers are the wrong answer. So that's kind of nice. Once you go through the test and you want to kind of figure out where you made your mistakes, this is going to be helpful. If you see the same type of mistake happening over and over and over again, that may be areas where you want to get some help from the teachers to help address whatever that misunderstanding is about that particular skill. You can jump around from questions to questions. So like this is question number 1 and say I want to look at question 15. So I'll just click on 15 and we'll take you straight to question number 15. And again, you get that same answer key. So B was the correct answer, tells you why B is correct, and then why A, C, and D were incorrect. So that's really helpful to kind of analyze what's going on and figuring out where you need help. So back here again, and that's available in each one of the subjects. On View Report, you can either look at it by skill set or by the item number. So if you're looking by skill set, it will take all those questions you just did, and it will take that conventions of standard English, and it will tell you within conventions of standard English where you did pretty well. So like on prepositions, when I randomly marked, I did okay on prepositions, but I didn't do so well on sentence structure disturbances. So it's kind of interrupting appropriate sentence structure. Parallelism, did great there. Didn't do so great on usage conventions. So that can give you more insight, but it's like, great, now what? When you see this little book here, if you can click on that, it will take you to some practice problems about that and a video. So sentence structure disturbances, there's a video here. It will give you some practice questions that go along with the video. And you can do some targeted work. And I'm going to back up again. Give it a moment to load. So we're still in this report area. Let me back up one more time, and we're back to our dashboard. The other way you can get to the dashboard is you can click this little graduation cap. It'll take you back there. So that's things that you can find from these practice tests, but that's not all that's available on this platform. Something else that is pretty easy to do from home is click on Study Hall. And Study Hall will give you more practice on different areas. So I'm on English here. If you decide you want to practice on math, you just click on math, reading, and science. So those are the 4 subjects in the ACT test. It defaults to English. You can just click the tab so you get to where you want. But in here, there's a couple of things you can do. Like if you know the name of the specific skill you want to work on, you could type it in here. Most people don't. You can't guess what Mastery Prep called the different topics. So, I wouldn't worry about the search too much unless your teacher says specifically, I want you to do the lessons in this area. Then you might want to use that search box to find that particular area. If you're doing this on your own, though, I say stick with recommended. This drop-down box defaults to recommended. The other options are listing them in alphabetical order, listing them in percent correct. So within a skill set, what percent did you get correct? And this is low to high. So the skill set where you got the fewest correct, it'll sort it to the highest correct, or the reverse of that, the percent highest, the number that you got correct most frequently through least frequently. But I recommend leaving it on recommended. That's because the platform will look at the student individually, see where the mistakes are that could help. If they correct them, it could help them move more quickly to a higher score range. So the recommended is very intentional about how to help students improve and improve their score overall. It's not just where did you miss the most, it's where are you closest to almost having the concept right, and we're going to move you up more quickly. That will improve your score more quickly. So it will do the sort for you here. So unnecessary commas. So this is really common situation. Students have a hard time with commas. So what you'll find in here is it will tell you which questions on the practice test one, number one that you did. It's these questions. So if you want to go back and look at the specific questions, you can. There are videos that you can watch. You can see there's 3 videos. It will tell you how many you've watched. So you just click here to watch the video. And there's 3 videos there. After you watch the video, there are practice questions that go with it. These videos are pretty short. So this one, let's see, once it gets loaded. So it is about 7.5 minutes long. And then once you watch it, it will give you some practice questions that cover that topic. There's practice question 1. I'm going to, again, just randomly mark something. Do not do what I'm doing. Make sure you read the problems and answer to the best of your ability. And once you get all 3 of them answered, you can submit practice. And it says you'll not be able to attempt anymore once you hit submit. So are you sure you want to submit? And you submit your answers. And I randomly guessed none of them correct. Little 0 gives you a little goofy video here. So the little rat face comes up when you get none of them right. You can go back and review. Again, it will tell you the correct answer is D and why that's the correct answer and why the incorrect answers are incorrect. So very similar to what you saw, and you can flip through each of the questions by using this next button. So that's how you can use the study hall area once you've done a practice test. And so you can see now we've watched 1 video. And then you can start more practice questions as well. So this is going to give you 3 more practice questions to do that are not directly connected to a video. So that is the study hall. So far, again, click on the graduation cap. It'll take you back to your dashboard. So far we've gone through practice tests. We've gone through study hall. And that's 2 areas. There's more areas yet to go. Up here where it says practice tests, this is mastery curriculum. This is the part that is most typically used in a classroom setting. The students have one view, but teachers have a different view. Teachers will have access to PowerPoint and to entrance and exit tickets. Students can still use this area, so you can review this. It's just a little bit more challenging on a mastery curriculum without being in an actual class. But it'll go through some practice questions that you can mark on and check and see how you did and kind of review a skill set. But again, mastery curriculum, best used in a classroom setting. The last thing is this SNAP course. The SNAP course is a great overview. So just set this a SNAP course. Pick whichever lesson or topic you want to cover, and this walks you through step by step this general overview of that particular test, how long is it, how many questions, and then it will start going through skills, frequently tested skills. You can't jump around in it. It is very structured. They put it together in the order they want it, and there's several snaps within. They call them snaps, several of them. See this when I've started. And I'm into the questions already, but you see, there's no way to back up. So it will give you a video. So this is what a math page looks like. You can watch the video, and then it will ask you to click various places on that video. So the snaps are a good place to start for a good, just broad overview. And this, you could actually do this before you even take a practice test, because it is sequential. You can't kind of jump around. You can jump around into which subject you want to do, but you can't jump around within math. So that's an overview of the platform. So my recommendation, if you're doing this on your own, come up here once you get logged in, do the SNAPS courses first, and maybe pick a subject, do all the SNAPS for a subject, then go back, and here's a nice thing about it. When you do a practice test, you're allowed to only do one subject. So say you do the SNAPS in English, then you want to do just the English test. You could do just the English test, get all the information on you, how you did in English, then get into the study hall and do the English practice questions based on what the platform recommends, and really focus on English. And then when you're kind of over English or you need a break, you need to do something different, go through and do that same process again for math. So start with the snaps, do the math snaps. Once you've gone through all of those, come back to the practice tests, do a math practice test, go through and do all of the math practice tests that you can. It's 60 minutes for 60 questions. Then once you're done there, get into study hall and do the recommended study hall lessons for math. And you just click on the tab, it'll take you to math. And that way you can really focus in on particular skills and particular subjects. If you have any questions about ACT prep options at your school or more questions about the platform, reach out to someone at your school. They will have quite a bit of information for you. They can answer very specific questions about what each place is doing to help their students be successful in the ACT. Again, a reminder on the ACT, all juniors get to take the ACT at no cost during the school day, typically in March or early April. Seniors get a retake option in October and early November, but you can start prepping for the test at any point. I hope you have a great day and hope you found this useful. Talk with you soon. Bye-bye.